So yeah, that all or nothing thinking. Anyways, I use these reminders as a encouragement because of what happened with the ADHD group, and I didn't experience any of that. Wow. I didn't see anything from an online chat group or hear anything to my ears. Oh, there was one person, but he's just like, because some people are so, it seems to be one of those guys that's so fixated on the truth that it doesn't really matter how you tell the truth. Because I don't remember what it was, but I was just like, okay, he's at that stage, it's alright. But I can't even remember what the conversation was about, but he's like, no, that's wrong. And there was something talking about, I was talking about something that someone said online, or was it a coach, or was it, I can't remember, okay? And this person was like, shared what I said, and I think he said something good, and he's like, they don't know what they're talking about, and it's like, but laughing along and stuff, and they don't even know what they're talking about. One time he even swore when he said that, and I was like, okay, he's in that position. And there's a couple other times where it's just like, this other person was like, oh, okay, I enjoy this, do you enjoy that? And he'll just, instead of saying like, no, it's not my thing, but I'm just here to socialize, like I'd say, or it's not my thing, but do you enjoy it? Oh, tell me about it. And then I'll just be happy to socialize and just happy to have good vibes. But he'll just be like, I have no time for this, and he'll start swearing. I have no time for this shit. What the hell? Like, why you, like, please, look, the thing is, we're here for this, but your perspective of it is just wrong. Anyone who want to come up here and tell me that my perspective is wrong, they don't know what the F they're talking about. And that's like, he clearly went from being kind and masking and keeping his opinions to himself, and then grew up and got to the point where he was the opposite. But what is it? Truth without compassion is just brutality. Yeah. Unless they're shoving it in your face, trying to cause you to change your opinions, then you can get like that. I get like that when I'll walk away or something, but sometimes I'll say it on the first time we have a conversation about something, or sometimes the second time, but the person's trying to shove it in my face, and then I'll react like that then after I've made it clear to them that that's cool, and you can get into what you get into, and it's all good, but it's not for me. But you let them talk about it for a bit, but then you lie, because you're just showing that, oh, okay, this clearly brings this person some form of satisfaction, or they literally believe it brings benefit to their life. So, oh, cool, that's good that you're getting benefits out of these things. Oh, by the way, gave myself a haircut yesterday. Yeah, haircut. So yeah, Raphael, healing, because this whole thing, you'll meet your tribe, yeah, but your tribe is the tribe for right now, and you have to continuously, and I've always put in the work. Sometimes people don't, well, eventually people have not put in the work in return, or they just ended up going down a different path where it didn't resonate anymore. And Yeah, your tribe, it can change. It's not set in stone for life. I mean, I wish it was. I wish it was set in stone for life. Oh yeah, to those three crushes, they know who they are. Um, if we do bump into each other again, it's gonna be all good, and I wouldn't mind hanging out and having a chat. But I don't think, and I'm not saying this is what's happening, but just there's something about me like, okay, if you had babies and you used to reject me, then I don't want. Yeah, I mean, we could hang out and stuff, but I wouldn't be your partner. And now, if other ones, they may have rejected me once or twice, but I haven't seen them in years. They don't have kids. Well, it's also that thing I used to get told, you're going to be the guy that's going to keep getting rejected and you're going to hook up with a woman when she's past her prime in her 30s. And then I used to hear that throughout my teens by different people. But adults would say, God's got a woman for you. And I even had this lady when I was like 12 years old. Man, I'm thinking my parents laughed it off, but I'm glad I told her this. And she, I told them, my parents, that I was at the rugby field and she was like, hey boyfriend, how's things? And I was like 10 years old. Like I was playing league and I played rugby for 10 years. And by the time I hit my 20s, I was like, I haven't made a rep team, so why do I go put myself out there and put my body on the line if I'm not going to make money out of it? I might as well do other things for fun. And then I got to near my 30s, I was like, yeah, I've always been physical, I've always been strong, but hey, why not learn how to fight? Yeah. And of course, you build bonds with the people, so you don't want to hurt them, but you just know that if you executed the moves exactly how you do it in training with full force, it's only going to take one or two moves max. That your average person is going to be crawled up on the ball on the ground. They're going to be knocked out. A lot of those people who cause trouble, there are those who know how to fight, but the thing is once you get a certain amount of training, you've got nothing left to prove. And what I mean by that is I used to be afraid of it, but at the same time not afraid to share my opinion. And I was working out at the gym and running, but I knew people that, I knew about people just from like school and other things like that, rugby, that had fights at parties every here and there, and it was like, man, but they done some training and they didn't do it anymore because they just like had nothing left to prove. So based upon that, I think most people who know how to fight have nothing to prove. They got a level of training and they're confident in themselves. That's what I truly believe. Even Joe Rogan said that. And I was like, wow, so this MMA specialist is confirming what I have experienced in my life and seen through other people. How did we get onto that? That's right, rugby. Yeah, the lady, I was like 10 years old and she was like, hey boyfriend, how's it going? And then, or something like this. And then I said, oh, you're too old for me. And then she goes, am I too old for you or are you too young for me? Why do you want to reject me? And then I was like, felt a bit stink. But then I said, oh, well, no, I think that you're too old for me. She was in her 30s. So yeah, that whole beta male thing is like, I don't mind hooking up with someone who's in their early 30s but doesn't have much of a sexual past, which is hard. And I don't have to raise other kids, and we can have our own. That'd be awesome. But the likelihood is very, so probably